Okay, here in Rogers Arena in Vancouver to discuss what the Jets did with Ken Wiebe at the NHL Draft. Ken, I guess it's a good situation for your hockey team when you don't have all the high draft picks because it means that you're actually a decent team, but kind of quiet weekend for the Jets?
I would say that's fair, Paul. I think they made their splash a little bit earlier in the week with the Jacob Trouba trade on Monday, but there was still a lot of buzz around the Jets this week, whether it was Nikolai Ehlers maybe being on the market. I don't think the Jets were shopping Ehlers actively, but they were definitely listening on him. And after the Trouba trade brought back Neil Pionk in the first rounder, they're still looking at that second line center position and to a degree to see who might play alongside Josh Morrissey. So I think that if Ehlers could have been moved to fill one of those voids, they would have maybe considered it, but they weren't shopping him, and they weren't in a position where they were going to give him away for nothing. So it was quiet in that regard. I think that they would have liked to have moved some salary out. I think a lot of talk around Matthew Perreault, but instead things were a little bit quiet. I mean, maybe we think the logjam might have broken here on Saturday to a degree, but Kevin Cheveldayoff and his group still need to fill a few voids, but also probably need to shed some salary. And as we saw on Saturday, that's not always the best combination.
Yeah, it's funny. Every GM here will say, well, we got so-and-so, and we didn't think they'd be available, but the Jets must be pretty happy with the guys they did get with an eye to the future, obviously.
Yeah, no doubt. They added a Swedish defenseman. They had defensemen with their first two picks in Inola and the Swedish defenseman, Lundmark. Lundmark, yeah. Exactly. Two really solid guys that they're high on, and then they got Henri Nikkanen in the fourth round. He's a guy that was a projected first rounder, but was limited to 11 games this year. But he's a guy that Mark Hillier saw at the Hlinka tournament when he had his 6-point game. So they feel like that's a value-added pick. And then later on, they went Harrison Blaisdell and then added a goaltender from the BC Junior League and Logan Neaton that had just an outstanding year at the Tier 2 level, and he'll be going to the NCAA. So the development path always fun to watch, but it'll be some time probably before these guys make an impact at the NHL level.
We saw obviously PK Subban move. The Canucks were involved. They got Miller from the Lightning. Do you expect much Jets trade activity? And heading into free agency, what's left for the front office to do?
Yeah, the defense is the biggest question mark right now, Paul. With Dustin Byfuglien missing half the season last year, they're going to need some guys that are going to be able to handle those capable minutes. Ben Sherratt is a guy who's generating a lot of buzz as an unrestricted free agent coming up. Tyler Myers, it's going to be tough for the Jets to retain him. They're still interested to a degree, but if they're already in a cap crunch, you're not usually going to be able to win a lot of bidding wars come July 1st. So they have some internal candidates. Dmitry Kulikov is a guy who has been on the third pairing, has one more year left at 4.33. He's played in that 18 to 20 minute range before, so they can go to him. Nathan Beaulieu came in late in the year and did a nice job, but it looks like their defense core is definitely in flux, so I would think that there would be something happening there, whether it's on the trade market or in free agency.
So lots of great draft coverage from our whole Post Media team here. All our Post Media sites, you'll get all this stuff, video, podcasts, and all the stories from the draft and leading into free agency.